Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Story Stations podcast. I'm Kay McCoy, your host, and today we are joined by none other than Jasmine Nicole. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well for the weekend. I'm doing all
Yes.
right. So, yeah. Please go ahead, take a moment, introduce yourself, and let the people know who you are and what you write.
Okay. Hey, I'm Jasmine Nicole. I consider myself a little baby author because I'm approaching just a year of the release of my first novella. Um, I write mostly romance. I also put it in there that it's on the sweeter side. If you're looking for something with a low drama, low stakes, all love, then you definitely would enjoy my books. I'm an educator. I'm a mother. I love to read. If you see on my TikTok pages or social media that like I'm reading just as much as I'm writing, and I'm very excited to be here today. So.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you could make it today. Seriously, I remember when I first came across the book that we're going to talk about today again on TikTok, and I was just like, it's giving me all the nostalgic, all the vibes, and I want it.
Mhm.
But it does. It gave me just it's actually the cover is
Mhm.
really everything. I gotta give you your flowers on that. So
Yes.
please go ahead, shout out your cover artist because it's everything.
Look, my cover artist is my literary bestie. So if you know Dominic Shaw, she just released a book, The Ashbury Kings, and she also has another novella, 3 a.m. She does all my covers, all my bomb visuals. Like she gets me right every time. Otherwise, you just see a bunch of collages everywhere. But she has a gift. Like every cover that she does for me, it's like layers and layers and layers of like design. So she gets me right every time. So author Dominic Shaw. So.
I love that. And I love authors helping other authors. Like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we do right here. As far as your writing, because you said you're a baby author, how long would
Mm-hmm.
you say you have wanted to write?
Um, it's such a. I feel like I've been wanting to write just about like seriously writing probably college. I
Mhm.
definitely in high school I love like I'm an English nerd, so like reading, writing, speeches, all of that. That's like that's where I'm at home the most. Um, but it wasn't until like
Mhm.
the end of high school when I was in like my last composition class, senior composition class, I was like, maybe I could go and study this. So when I was getting ready to go to college, I was definitely looking for strong writing programs and things like that. And I also studied nursing at the same time, which
Mhm.
I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but that's what I did.
Whoa.
And yeah, yeah. That was I made it all the way to junior year as a nursing student, and they were like, I don't know if you should do this. You either need to drop
Wow.
one or drop the other. And I was like, there's no way I'm dropping my writing major. So I kept that up, and like I wrote for my school's literary magazine.
Mhm.
They would have like power of the pen type thing. So they would ask us to like read our writing. So I would do that fairly often. We had the English Honor
Mhm.
Society that I was like co-president of for a while. So like it
You
was
were a
getting really
go-getter.
yeah. Like like when I tell, like my kids, like I write, like I'm teaching you writing, I'm not just reading off a book. Like this I've lived this. So like this I know what I'm talking about. But it was not until like maybe those last couple workshops in college where I was like, maybe I could write a book. But at the time I was like, I don't know what I would write about because everybody had like their thing. Like one of my cohorts, she was writing a YA novel at the time. And that's what we were like helping her evaluate. But like I was just writing little pieces here. Some were fiction, some were nonfiction. I really didn't have any direction. So I was like, I don't know if I would do this for real. And then I end up going to grad school for education because I was like, I'm not gonna write a book. And then it wasn't until I got on. book talk a couple years ago where I was like, there are people just like me
Mhm.
reading and turning what they
Yeah.
love into like a book. And so I don't know if I was on Twitter, on Instagram, but people were talking about like what they were about to write and
You were
upcoming
on the
releases.
internet.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I was like, I could sit down and do something, and like this idea just like popped in my head. And I think it took me like 3 months to write my first novella, Love Me This Christmas. And it was, I call it a passion project because it was just like pure passion and like determination typing out those words. And obviously the characters couldn't shut up. So I was like, I have to get their story out.
Mhm.
And then here we are.
Oh, but you went that long and you're like the first thought was like,
Mhm.
"I'm not letting go of this." And I think
No.
subconsciously you just kinda knew where you were
Mm-hmm.
going, you just didn't know how you were going to, like, proceed once you
Yep.
made that decision to do it.
Yes.
That is so
Exactly.
dope.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you
it's been
could
a
literally,
journey.
like, save my life. You could
Look,
save my life with a book and with and with, like, CPR.
I still
Like
hold on. Like the medical field is so interesting. Like it's very interesting. Sometimes I think about like should I go back
you
because
could write about it someday.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's definitely an interesting realm of study. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so wow, thank you again for sharing. That was like, wow, I'm just blown away because I couldn't, but I could get into your story and we're going to do that now because Moonlight is just it's sweet. And again, you mentioned this earlier about not problematic and
Hmm.
I think that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to read this story because I know the girlies get their thrills from, drama and messiness, but
Hmm.
this story here, I need you to tell the people about it because it covers so much and yet it
Yes.
does it in such a sweet way.
Hmm. Yes, Moonlight, my baby. First off, I'm a skater, so it came to me while I was skating. So
Oh, you
I
skate
don't
for
know.
real, for real?
Yeah. Yep. I was at the skating rink. It was Christmas break, so I didn't have to be at work. And I was at the skating rink at like 2 in the afternoon, getting my life. And I was like,
Mhm.
I should just write this. Like, what if two people meet at the skating rink and then they like fall in love? And I was like, that would be so cute. So um the first I mean, usually scenes just come to me as they come. But for this book, the very
Mhm.
first scene came to me like she was talking to her friend, and they were like,
Mhm.
this song that's playing, like, what about the other version of the song? You know that song Yams? You know, there's the Masego
Oh
version
gosh.
and the City
Can
Wap
I get to
version.
the yams?
Yes, that song. I don't even know if it was
Yes.
playing, but it was in my head, and I was like, she's like, no, where's the Masego version, like the original? And her friend's like, this was just as good, like we got to get with the new kids and get with the times. And the main male character, he skates up and he's like, can I get some skates? That scene in Roll Bounce where he's like, can I get a size 9, please? Like that, that was in my head. So he's like, yes, I'm
Yes.
gonna get the skates, and then they start flirting, and then they
Aw.
both realize like this is not just a skating rink to them; it has like a deeper connection. She owns it. It was passed to her from her grandfather, and he knows about it
Mhm.
because he used to come there and skate with his grandfather, but both of their grandfathers have passed. So like it's not just like a skating rink, it's a place of nostalgia, of love, of family,
Mhm.
legacy, and they make the connection there. And then they just feel like, what if our grandparents, our grandfathers, like subconsciously from the beyond, they brought us here in this moment so that we can find love. And like, of course, fun lavish dates ensue, and sweet kisses, and
Mhm.
holding hands on the skating rink. And it was just a fun story to
Ah,
write.
all the feels.
Yes, all the feels.
Just all the feels, ma'am. Thank
Hmm.
you for that
Yes.
because all the feels. It's so appreciated, and it really does bring back that sense of nostalgia, like, where you're just like,
Hmm.
"Wha" like she said, or like you were just saying, like, to them, it's more than just a skating rink, and I've
Hmm.
never gone to a skating rink and not had fun, so that memory, that literally unlocked, like, core memories for me. I thank you
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
But what was the
Um,
hardest part about writing Moonlight?
for me, like
Mhm,
yeah, like I said, I try to keep my stories low drama, but life isn't without it. So
mhm,
the major issue in here is that she's
yeah,
losing Moonlight. She can't afford it anymore.
mhm,
It finds out that all the work that her
mhm,
grandfather was doing was like he was holding this skating rink on like thread and community, but money pays the bills, and so writing
yeah,
those scenes was hard because I wanted to convey like raw emotion, like the hurt that she felt about possibly losing it, and the emotion with like, okay, this good thing just came out of it. I met this guy that I really like, that I'm falling in love with, but I'm also losing the place that
mhm,
I met him at, and that means so much to
yeah,
me. So like writing those scenes was kind of hard because not because I couldn't do it, but I just wanted to make sure that like
mhm,
as when somebody opened the book and they read those scenes that they felt what they felt. And writing
mhm,
hard emotion, and it can be hard sometimes.
yeah. But it's real. That's how you know
Hmm.
it's coming from a real place, and the reader feels that, and that connection there is a really powerful thing. So the
Yeah.
fact I love, by the way, that you put in that disclaimer, you're like, "It's not that I can't do it."
Yeah,
So,
right.
I don't know if y'all caught that. But she's like, "It's not that I
Right.
can't do it, it's just that I can, but I feel it."
Yeah, because
So,
when you
I love
write,
that.
you know how it is. Like when you're
Mhm,
writing, you feel the scene, but you're like, are the readers gonna feel it? And
mhm.
that's always the thing. I can
Yeah.
feel it. If I
Like,
feel
is
it,
that scene gonna hit the way you think it hits in your head?
exactly, exactly.
That part.
That's the hard part.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, no, thank you for giving us this incredible piece of work. I can't wait to hear what people have to say about it. I did kinda go and take a little peek at some of the reviews because I was like, "Are we on the same page? Are y'all passing the
Mhm.
vibe check? Like, I need to know."
Okay. Yeah.
So so far, the vibe check holds up, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we talked about that because it is such a great story, and for any of you guys listening that are you're looking for something that is low key, full of nostalgia, just sweet romance that's not extremely problematic, I can't recommend Moonlight enough.
Yeah.
So
Go read
let
it.
people know where they can find you on internet besides TikTok.
I know. Well, if you follow me on Instagram, or if you have Instagram, it's at Jasmine Nicole Author. And then on Twitter, it's at Jazz Read and Write, JAS Read and Write. So I'll be over there mostly, you know, being
Mhm.
crazy, but also talking about books. So
So thank you, and I hope whoever out here is listening again, please check out Moonlight and also follow Jasmine on her socials because she's got more stuff coming. Like it's a
I do.
given.
I do.
You in the lab right now, like writing right now?
Yes, yes. I'm
Oh,
approaching 30,000 words on a project, and I know once I hit that, like
yeah.
it's go time.
Wow. How do you do like with your schedule now, you're an educator, you're a mom. How are you balancing all of that on top of writing?
Um, I just write where I can. Like I take every quiet moment, every opportunity to like type down a few words.
Mhm.
Like we're at the Children's Museum and my daughter is going crazy on the slide.
Mhm.
I'm putting in a few words. Like at recess when my kids are going crazy, I'm typing in a few words. At lunch, I'm typing in a few words. So I just kind of get it in where I can fit it in. But like early mornings and late nights are my friends. So
Literally, get in where you fit in.
mm-hmm.
From
Yes,
early
ma'am.
nights to them. Yeah, wow, that's
Mm-hmm.
dope. I think I'm more of a night owl when it comes to writing, but I'm with you. Sometimes as early as 3 AM, I
Yeah.
will write from like 3 until 9 a.m. or
Hmm.
9 p.m. to 3 a.m. That seems to be my hours.
Yeah. I like the late nights too, because I don't know, it's not only is my daughter asleep and quiet, like the whole world is quiet. So you just get that focus.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that though. You're right. It's like everything around you is quiet and your
Hmm.
brain will not let you sleep until you write anyway. So,
That's really the key. Like, even if I get myself all tucked in, I'll just a scene will pop in my head. I'm like, I have to write it down. So I'm up.
it's like I'm up. This is what we doing.
Look. Well, I'm just gonna let you do what you do, and I'll type it out for you guys.
Make it work.
You gotta make it work.
Well,
Make it
thank
work.
you again so much for joining me today. I can't recommend your work enough, and y'all, please be sure to go follow her on all social medias. This is Kay McCoy. We are signing out for today's episode of the Story Stations. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.